Going live, I know that this is a surprise for a lot of people, and that's okay. That's a huge okay. Talking to somebody who come to see me today and really think this is a huge important issue to understand. I really do. It's one of them things that I try to help people with. Here's the thing about so this guy shows up and he's not from this area. He knew about me. He wanted to talk to a priest. I am known as a high priest from my realm. So there you go. A counselor. I counsel several. And today really hit home for me. So I really wanted to, and what do I mean home? I mean as in my place here, talking to somebody. I come out of toxicity myself. And it's a really important word. Most people don't even know. It's crazy. There's just not enough information on toxicity. There really isn't. In today's world, they say don't have relationships. Don't be around other people. Stay to yourself. Don't say a word. Don't even have a relationship. And I'm one of them that has really been on board with that. And really don't want to be. But I'm on board with it at 100%. Sorry for the glare, everyone. I'll try to make it a little better here. So, I think it's a really important issue. It needs to be addressed by every counselor in this world. We really do need to have a better understanding. It really needs to be taught in schools. I'm a firm believer in a toxic relationship, and you understand the gist of it before you ever come out of from kid to adult. Parents today, they want to rush their kids into a relationship, and it's great and wonderful, and then they have no downside. They think it's going to be all beautiful roses, and they don't realize they're laying in a bed of thorns. They really don't. Today, a guy who I have got to know, over talking with him social media wise and stuff, and comes by and he's telling me, he's got these scratches and bruises all over him, and you could tell it was a female. And, and I asked him, how did she look? And he said it was bad. He said, between the both, he said, man, I just can't believe this has happened between us, And I said, she calling the cops? You calling the cops? He said, no, I left. It was agreement, but she's already called me wanting to come back and work it out. I've been there. Haven't you? So many times. And why? Well, according to him, the relationship started out great. She used to do great things for him. And it really was awesome. He realized one day when some people was over, he was saying something, and she started in going, oh, no, that's not how that went. And he was like saying something else, and oh, no, that's not how that went. And he went to do something with one of his friends, and he don't do that. You see what starts happening. It's no longer about, he said, she was appeasing me at first, doing nice little things I liked. After 20 years, he realized she had literally taken over his thought process. He was no longer thinking for himself. She had wormed her way into his brains. I said, boy, you are in for a struggle. You are in for a fight. He's like, no, man. I really love her. I really love her. And I'm like, there it is. There it is. You cannot love somebody you're willing to hit, scratch, fight, and argue. You can't do that. I said, that's why I'm here by myself right now. Because it's not love. I don't care how many years you put in with somebody. I don't care how many months you put in. That's not love. Not even attempt that ideal in your head, but you will. Every one of you in a relationship will attempt the ideal. That's love when you know better. Females really have that mechanism in their head. They don't want to turn that switch off that says everything is so great and we're blessed and we'll work our way through. We'll pray our way through. No, men have a different idea of praying even when they're on their hands and knees to God praying. They have a whole different view. Females don't even accept as reality. I'd be at church on my hands and knees praying to God, get me out of the hellhole I'm in, God. And the female sitting over there, oh Lord, help him. Understand me and what I want. And the man sitting over going, this is my world. Two total different ball fields, sitting at the same altar. They don't even have a clue what each other's doing. It's sad, because this was a guy who goes to church, and he said, and I told him, I said, I'm going to put your story on my live or on my show and talk about it, but I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to point you out. I ain't going to say where you're at. You're just going to know I did. And he said, well, good, because I'm going to go tell my wife I talked to you. And I said, do not tell her you went and talked to a Christian satanic priest. Do not do that. Please don't do that. Do not do that. And he's like, why? I said, think about what you're telling her. You just told her you're the evilest thing in the planet. I get labeled that way. You just got labeled that way if you did it, my friend. You won't be back around me. Because even whether I'm sitting here with a Christian priest who could be sitting right beside me right now saying the exact same words, because you went and put labels in it, you don't need to put labels in. So remember, do not put me in the middle of your domestic arguments. I don't want them. I got over my toxicity. I don't even claim to that. I mean, really, I had been so long out of it, I had forgotten these things. You see what I mean? So now I'm doing getting to talk about it freely. It's toxicity. You are no longer the solution to life. You have become the problem between the two of you. Well, man, my ideal of the world and her ideal of the world is not Jihad, and she definitely ain't going to follow me. Right? There's one of them. All females can agree with that. And you know what the female on the flip side is saying right across from the table? Well, this ain't my world, and you definitely ain't going to follow me, or you're going to follow me, or you ain't going to be in my world. There it is. Plain, clear, and simple. Not that hard to think. That's toxicity. You're ready for it. You're itching for it. You're waiting for that next moment. It was, and by the way, for all those that are very curious, I do have a Christian priest sitting right here beside me. Preacher. Shh. I won't tell his wife he was sitting here with me, right? You see what I'm saying? You see how that works? Listen to me. In a toxic relationship, you have trigger words. Let's say you're sitting at a dinner table. You know these trigger words because they're like cannons. They're about to explode the moment the wrong thing is fixing to be said. Hear me out. This is not a devil. This is not even in satanic worship. This has nothing to do with Christian, does it? No. They're triggers. They're triggers. Every move you make, every time you round that table, you come in from a bad day, you sit down, you don't have the food you want. Or maybe it tastes bad. Maybe you've had a rough day. That person sitting across from you, going through the same thing, just a different way. You're going to open mouth and insert that cannon in your mouth. Because it's not to pull the trigger at yourself. Because just as soon as you touch your lips together, they're waiting for the projectile to come at them. You know what I mean? Everyone who's been in a toxic relationship knows what I'm talking about. You've been in that relationship. You know that trigger is coming so quick, you just waiting to release it upon them. Like an arsenal. And that's when you go to war. Food flies, plates fly, glasses fly, people get hit, things get hurt, things are said you would never have said, but you got to a point where you don't care to say it anymore. You don't care what the words are coming out of your mouth, as long as you don't have to listen to their voice or even look at them. You don't even want to look at them. It's all been documented, scientifically proven what I'm talking about. Ain't it right? Yeah. See what I mean? Go look it up. You are waiting for the next bomb to blow up in your own relationship. And just soon as it all calms down, about an hour or two later, it'll go two pathways. Are you ready to understand what those two pathways are? A, at first, those nice little arguments turn into a great whoopee time, and you're laying there with each other, and oh, that was so wonderful and great. See, you'd enjoy that, didn't you? Yeah, no. You see what I mean? There was two things just then, wasn't it? Yeah. Okay. You see what I'm saying? There are two things just happened nobody was paying attention to, but I'm going to wake you up. Why is that? The first word is, that was great. We had a wonderful time. That's usually the female. The guy's like, no. Because now it's wearing on his mind even more, ladies. This is why it needs to be taught in schools, ain't I right? If you're going to teach the Bible, you need to teach this stuff too, right? He's agreeing. You mean point the camera? Oh, no, don't. My friend's sitting here. Like I said, he's an actual Christian preacher. Are you understand what I just told you, ladies? That you're not going to get unless you want to listen and hear it. You're waiting for the next bomb to drop in your own toxic relationships. I told the guy, I said, how many times have y'all done that? He said several times, but this time was different. He said, I told her it just wasn't going to happen. And I walked out the door after the fight. You see, she was waiting for that fight. That gets her roused up. It gets her metabolism going. She gets on that level field she thinks she's with you on. You know, put them up. I'm the bad. Ooh, you won't. Yes, you do. You're ready to swipe at them just as soon as they're ready to hit back. The war is on. And after so many times, well, maybe it was the booze this time. Maybe it was the drugs. No, you were wanting. You already had the projectiles waiting to unload on the other person. That part, male and females, humans can understand. Sitting right across from a dinner table with kids listening to you, with your families listening to you both, with everyone around you listening. They see the signs. They know it. This friend of mine, his wife calls, she on the phone, baby, come back to me.
I didn't mean it. I'm going to cook your dinner and I'm going to give you a shower and I'm going to...
No, not this time.
You don't understand. You sat next to me and you said that to me and you hated me and you told me.
Yeah, because you said the same thing.
Oh, no, this is your fault. You're the villain. You were the bad guy in this one.
Every time I was the bad guy. So I told my guy. I said, I don't care what you do. You're the villain to your own story. Quit trying to be the hero. Right, guy? You see, even the preachers know that, don't they? You just became the bad guy. It doesn't matter what you did. He even told me, he said, man, she don't honor anything I do. I work 12 hours a day almost. I come home with a check and I'm still not making enough money. I said, that's a lot of the issue. Guarantee it. She's working. Comes home. She wants this, she wants that, and he ain't in the mood for it either. Oh, why don't you take care of it? Why don't you take it? Why don't you take it? You don't want to hear that. You don't want to see that, do you? No, you don't. You don't even want to know it. You already want to turn me off if you've been in a toxic relationship. But you know the signs. You see, here's the best part to toxicity. It's like rehab. You have to rehab. Actually, go in your mind and go to rehab. You'll have to look at all the toxic signs. I'm talking to several tonight. I'm going to preach toxicity till there's no end. I think I was born for that. You have to back away from the toxicity. You might listen to me. And that's what I told my friend today before he left. He was going home. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm scared to death for them. You see what I mean? It's not my job to call law or stop them. That's them. And I know that he's probably listening right now. And her too. I'm just saying, I got that weird feeling. Listen to me. You don't want to hear this. You will refuse it. You'll tell your friends and everything. Don't listen to him, because I'm fixing to tell you what's fixing to happen. You will go to war again. Just as soon as you look away. It has nothing to do with devils or demons, does it? No. That's what he just said. You want to get a little louder? No. Okay. You're waiting for that next bomb to drop. It's there. Right there with you. Kids and all watching and listening. Remember that. It doesn't matter if you got kids or not in a relationship. Your neighbors are waiting. The people down the next road are waiting. The people at the convenience store is waiting. For you to do it again, aren't they? Are you listening to me? So I tell this, guys, this is what's going to happen. Your road will go two ways. One or two. This is the only options you get in a toxic relationship. In a domestic toxicity relationship. A, you need to go home. Listen to me. You need to go home. Pack your stuff up without a word. Honestly. Be ready to walk out that door without a word. I'm serious for both of you. You need to walk out that door. You knew you needed to it way back when. Walk out that door. Go get in your vehicle. Go to a friend's house. If you got property where you both can stay away from each other, I can go to a creek if I got to. You understand? Now I've got the secret 7. I got 7 different places I can go to get away from the toxicity. And I will do it. That goes out to the man. That goes out to the female. Female, you need to go find your friends. You need to go find those who want to go do something with you. My friend, guy, go get away from it. I know you said it. She's chased you down the roads. I know that feeling. She's hounded you till there's no end. You're the bad guy. She's going to call the cops. She's going to call the cops regardless. Go. She's going to do it regardless. Go. Don't hit. Don't scream. Don't fuss. Don't fight. Do not allow yourselves triggers at each other again. You will blow up, and when you do, everything goes. Because let me tell you what he told me. He said, she's telling me I'm watching porn on the phone and she's going to call cops over me if I leave. He said, this is the porn I'm watching. I said, I want to see your porn. I watch my porn, but it's adult porn. I don't watch porn. Forgive me, preacher. I got him. He's grinning. Yeah. He said there was a time. So, you see what I'm saying, though? You understand where I'm going with this, my friends? Don't call the law on him for watching something that's, as long as it's legal to watch. You understand what I'm saying? If it's legal to watch, don't call the law. Right? If it's just normal porn and it's, and it's okay to watch, then you're okay. You can go. Cops don't care less what you're watching, as long as it's not illegal, right? Yeah. You can take that sin to an altar, as long as it's legal. If it's illegal, you got to take it to the courthouse. There you go. You're in a toxic relationship. It was doomed from the moment you got married. It just shows its signs now. You see, that's the difference. That's why there is such a law, Moses. The hardness of your heart. It don't matter whether there's a paper somewhere in a courthouse. It don't matter what your wife says. It doesn't matter what your husband says. The hardness of your heart's there. You've already divorced. You're already divorced. You just got to do the inevitable. Let me tell you what the inevitable is going to be. When I mentioned to you, Guy, you've got to go home, pack your stuff, and get out. The first words come to his mouth. Oh, no, man. I got too much. You don't understand. Yes, I do. I've been there. To the female, you need to pack your stuff and say, oh, and I can hear her already, oh, no. He's just got to do what I tell him to. And he's going to be all right. He's just got to start doing what I tell him to. That's the next words out of her mouth. And you've done heard it so many times. You're waiting for that bomb to explode right now. I can feel it. Get your stuff and get out. I'll tell you what she can't tell you. Get your crap and get out. Before you're the one she puts you in a cage you can't get out of. You see, females have a trigger in them. Yeah. Yeah. You see what I'm talking about, dude? God is on your side, but you got to walk. You understand? Because if that female's sitting there and God decides to give her a whole different plan of action, you're the one's going to be sitting in jail tonight. Go peacefully. Go apologetically. I don't care if you did any wrong or not. I told you earlier, Guy. I said you just walk in, apologize for the fighting, sincerely, after you're ready to walk out the door. Not while she's watching you. Walk. Go somewhere. Go to your friends. Get away. Get away from that situation. You've got to drain yourself of the toxins. You have to drain yourself of her. She has to drain herself of you. Have you ever heard anybody talk about it like that before? No, because they start telling you go to rehabs and counselors and pay all this money, and at the end of the day, somebody's about to drop a bomb, and they're waiting for it. You all have a blessed night. I'll try to be back a little bit live today. I hope that helped you, Guy. I really hope to hear from you that you went. You didn't wait. I know you got young kids. I know. And I'm sorry they had to go through this. But it's better they see a dad who is willing to get up and walk away than to see a dad stand there and fight their mother. Get up. Walk out. Everybody have a blessed night. I'm going to be praying for you, my friends. I'm here for you, not against you. Je vous.